All right, everyone, today you guys are going to start working on making a tic-tac-toe board. So the tic-tac-toe board will end up looking like what you see on the screen here. And I am going to show you essentially how I made this. So I'm going to move that off to the side so I can show you what I started with. And what I started with was just taking a box and moving it out. I do not want it to be that thick. If we look at what I've got over here, it is only one thick. I think it's more than one. Hang on. It is, I'm going to rotate this a little bit. The thickness is 6. So I'm going to take this box and I'm going to drop it down to 5 or 6. I'm going to put it at 6. Okay, you don't want it to be too large, but I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to go 30 by 30. Okay, and then in the center of that box, I want a little hole so that eventually when you make the pieces for the tic-tac-toe board, they have a peg to go in there. So I'm going to take the cylinder that's a hole. Okay, I'm going to make it quite a bit smaller because we don't want those holes to be very large. So I'm going to make it only, let's say, 5 by 5. Okay, so it's significantly smaller. I'm actually going to even go maybe a little bit smaller than that. Let's go to 4. Oh, I hit the wrong one there. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to grab that hole and this corner, and let's go 4 by 4. Okay, so we've got that hole in there. Now I want to move that down a little bit. I don't want it to go all the way through the bottom. We don't want there to be a hole, so I'm going to move it. Okay, if it was right here, it's right at the top. I'm going to move it down to 1. So there's still a little piece underneath. Okay, and then let's grab all of that and I want to center it. So I'm going to hit a line and I want to center it that way and center it this way. So I have both of those. And then let's group them together. Okay, so now we've got this shape that has the little hole in the center. Okay, now I need 9. So I'm going to just duplicate this. And I'm going to move it so that they're lined up on the edges. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate it again. And so it's right on that edge. I'm going to take these 3 and I'm going to group them together. And then I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to move it down. So it's lined up right there. And I'm going to duplicate that again. And it will duplicate and repeat so it's right on the edge there. Okay, now I do want to put, notice on mine over here right now, this is just flat. I want there to be some lines in there so you can see that the pieces are separated. So I'm going to take a box, I'm going to drag a box out here, and I'm going to make it longer and skinnier. Okay, so let's make this, they were 30, so 30, 60, 90 in that direction. So it takes up the whole thing, and let's just make it 2. So it's really skinny, and I'm going to place it right on that line there. I want to be able to make sure it's lined up. Okay, you could even make it longer if you needed to, because let's make it 95, just so it sticks over the edges a little bit so that I know it goes all the way to the end. Okay, and then I want to move it down, not all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so I need to make sure I can see this little triangle. I'm going to pull it up so it's 6 is right on the, 7 is too high, 6 is right on the top. I'm going to just move it down 1. Okay, and then I'm going to copy that and I'm going to move it over here to the other line there. And then I'm going to copy it again, but this time I want to rotate it. Okay, I'm going to rotate it in this. No, I don't want to do that. Hang on. I want to take this and I want to rotate it. Okay. Nope, not that way. I want this one down here. I want to rotate it 90 degrees that way. And I'm going to place that on the board here. And I'm going to duplicate it and move it down to the other line. And finally, I'm going to group that all together. So if I group it all together, now I've got this board, okay, with lines in it, the peg holes all made, okay, and it's grouped together, and we can print that tic-tac-toe board. Okay, now once you have the tic-tac-toe board made, I want you to name it tic-tac-toe board, okay, and so you have that in your Tinkercad file, and it will be saved there. The next thing we're going to do after making that is to make the pieces, and that will be in another video.